if you need to, you can use something to wipe up boo-boos or whatever. You know, I'm going to do that highlighter. I said I was going to, so let's do that. Let's do this one. Hold on just a second. This, as y'all know, this almost sounds like I'm a Sigma commercial, but I love the Sigma Sculpt palette. I also have right here the Sigma blush palette. So these are great palettes. Here's the blush. Fantastic colors. And I wouldn't say there's a highlighter in there, but you could use these for contour or darker faces, the very pink for the very light faces, and then there's kind of some peachy and a lighter tone. Not really for highlights, almost like a powder, but it does have more of a peach undertone. And then Sculpt, you could use this as your whole makeup palette, because Sculpt has many highlighters, but it's also got some matte, and so you could do your eyeshadow with that and that, transition with that. You could do your bronzer and contour with that, and this has a little bit of a pink sheer if you didn't want to do blush. And I think actually I'm going to dust across both of these, and then I'm just going to dust across, not up here, that's what young girls do, but if you're older and you do that, it's just going to highlight those wrinkles right there. So get right below it right here. You can still do it, but stay away from highlights. So just stay, you can dust that way or this way. And it just gives a little bit right on top of the chin, not down here, right on the top, right on the cupid's bow. It just makes it a little shiny. And dust the end of the nose and the nose bone. Some people do it that way. I make sure I get on the top there because I don't want to highlight this under part, because that's where I have a drop in my nose. It's a little thicker there. And I also like to just kind of pull it down a little bit. And then I also like to do right between my brows right here rather than up there. Again, if you do it right up there, which is where a lot of people do it, that's where your biggest 3 wrinkles are on your face. 1, 2, 3. And I don't really want to highlight the 11s, which is right in between. I want to get on either side of the brow bone here and here. So when I do it like that, it's right above the 11s, and it does that same brightening effect. And now it looks super bright and very shiny. Almost greasy. But anyway, that happens. So that's how you use a fan brush. So now we've used one, and I am so glammed up, it's ridiculous. Alright, so liner. I need a liner. And let's see, I'll use the Sassy liner that we got in our Sassy by Savannah kit. And I'm actually going to do just a little one. I'm not going out big today. Just a little on either side. I feel like this has already gone down to almost nothing. This has not lasted. It's so light you almost cannot see it. And I don't think that's a color choice. I think that is the product, that when you put this over shadows, it tends to just pick that shadow back up in the pen and dries it out, to be honest with you. So I'm really just kind of giving a back up to the lash that's almost like a dusty coal color instead of black, which I kind of like that too sometimes. So I'm actually going to go right in the crease and get some little wing looks in there. Little lash looks, I mean. Okay. So because this is almost all worn out, maybe if I give it a good shake and let it sit upside down, it'll come back. I mean, that can happen to any of them, right? Okay. And then I also need a waterline, and this is the No Tug Waterproof Anti-Aging Gel by It Cosmetics. And it's been a faithful for a long time. And then y'all know that the Wet n Wild and the L'Oreal Infallible have turned into favorites of mine besides this one. So it's been a while since I've used this. And it is still great. I'm not even touching my lid to bring this down because the gel makes it very easy to go on. And then I'm going to look up. And the best thing to do is hit the edge and then just don't pick it up. Just kind of move it back and forth. And what you're doing, that little edge right there, it's just easier. And then just don't lift up. I had to. So you don't poke yourself in the eye. And all that's doing is kind of filling in between the lashes. again, same reason with the way we dusted the lower lash, was so that you don't see the little flush in between. And I should have done this more. I did curl my lashes, but unless you really, for me, unless you sit here for a long time like this, I don't just do a quick curl. My lashes have no curl, and as I've gotten older, they grow down like Asian girls' eyes. And so I asked an Asian friend of mine, what do you do? She goes, I use an eyelash curler or lashes. You know, I have to use the eyelash curler because they do grow down. That's just a culture or I guess genetic thing.